What's going on, guys? It's your boy CMB. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, smash that like button, and let's get into this one really quickly. Now, guys, I got a little bit of information on the ongoing saga with Errol the True Spence Jr. and Terence Crawford. You guys know we've been waiting for months to see whether or not this fight is going to take place. Got an article here that was released on Boxing Scene, written by Keith Idec, it looks like, and he's kind of giving us an insight to what's happening behind the scenes with this fight, trying to be made so the fans can get what they want, finally get what they deserve. This is a fight that we've been clamoring for, a fight that should happen, a fight that shouldn't have taken this long to make, but it is what it is. Sometimes boxing politics can get in the way. We just we have to deal with it. But anyway, guys, let's get into this article. And it says here, when Errol Spence Jr.'s representative sent back another revised contract to Terence Crawford's attorney earlier this month, those working on Spence's behalf were optimistic that it would lead to the consummation of a deal for the unbeaten welterweight champions to finally fight at some point early in 2023. So there you hear them talking about 2023. You don't hear the November the 19th date that everybody was hoping that the fight would take place on. Now, it says the most recent 3 changes Crawford attorney requested, none of which were considered major deal points, were made. He hasn't responded, however, to Spence's representative. In the 2 weeks he was sent the revised contract. So they're saying that the contract was revised, giving Terence Crawford everything that he wanted. It says BoxingScene.com has learned that the recent silence from the lawyer negotiating on Crawford's behalf has caused growing concern on Spence's side that Crawford team isn't committed to completing a deal for what would be the most meaningful non-heavyweight fight in boxing. Neither side has set a deadline by which negotiations need to result in a complete deal. But Boxing Scene has been informed that Spence's handlers believe that they have made all the changes Crawford attorney has requested and are perplexed as to why he hasn't gotten back to them. It says Spence has his own promotional company, Man Down Promotion, but he works with Premier Boxing Champions founder Al Heyman, his longtime advisor. Crawford was promoted by Bob Arum's Top Rank for most of his career, but he is a promotional free agent because his contract with Bob Arum has expired after his 10th round stoppage of former IBF WBC champion Showtime Shawn Porter last November. Now, since this article came out, guys, Errol Spence Jr. Did make a response on his Twitter. I want to pull that up real quick. Okay, so he tweeted the article. Says growing concern on Spence's side that Crawford team isn't committed to the fight. He tweeted out that article, and then he said that Ninja has been stalling for months. I could have fought in November. He also tweeted, been fighting at this weight for over a decade. This ish ain't easy or fun. So he thinks that Terence Crawford is holding up the fight. And you can tell that he's tired of fighting at 147 from the last tweet I just read there. I think he's ready to move on if this fight can't be made up to 154. Now, he said he doesn't do tune-ups. I know Rolly was talking about, wanting to face Errol. It's somewhere down here. I think he tweeted it out. Yeah, it says that Fight Hub actually tweeted this. I guess it was an interview that they did with Rolly, and Rolly said that he was coming for Spence. He didn't care what weight class that he fights at. He'll fight at any weight class, and he wanted Spence. Spence responded to that. He says he doesn't take tune-ups, so he's not gonna fight somebody like Rolly. He wants to get in the ring, with a big name opponent. And if the Crawford fight isn't made, You know, there's always some other options at 147 if he decides to stay at 147. You guys know the new boogeyman, of course, is Jerron Ennis. That's a fight that he could possibly entertain. Of course, there's one-time Keith Thurman, who's only has one loss on his record to Manny Pacquiao. He really wants that fight with Errol Spence Jr. But as we know, Errol Spence doesn't really want to give Keith Thurman an opportunity. That could change. You know, money talks, so we'll just have to wait and see about that. Of course, we have, you know, Stanionis out there, and you know, those are the three that I'm looking at 147 outside of the Terence Crawford fight. Now, whether or not Terence Crawford doesn't want the fight, I can't say that for sure. He just doesn't seem like a guy that wants to duck any type of smoke. Maybe the lawyers are still going over the contract, making sure everything's okay, and then they'll get back to Spence in a timely fashion. You know, maybe they're making him play the waiting game. You just don't know what's really going on behind the scenes. Of course, people are going to speculate and say, well, Terence Crawford doesn't want the fight. I really don't think that's the case. I think it's probably something else. It's probably, you know, they're making them play the waiting game. You know, they've been waiting this long. You know, why not make them wait a little bit longer? I think we will get the fight, though, guys. I think it will be next year. I think it'll be early next year. We're just going to have to sit around and wait for it to happen. We do have some great fights on the horizon. Of course, we got the fight with I think Ryan Garcia and Gervonta Tank Davis getting close to being made, and I'm sure we got some more good fights coming up on the horizon. Just a waiting game. That's, you know, it is what it is, guys. Eventually we'll get the fight, but at least we heard something. At least something's being said about the fight. It's been a couple of weeks, like they said, and it's kind of been radio silence on, you know, both ends, Spence and Terence Crawford end. But you guys tell me what you think about this update. Do you think Terence Crawford doesn't want the fight? Do you think he's just, you know, playing a mind game with Errol Spence, making him wait a little bit before he sends the contract back? You guys let me know in the comment section. It's the CMB. I'll talk to you guys in the next one. And I'm out. Peace.